We live in a culture that thinks that independent people are lonely and isolated, and we avoid them. And conversely, we choose more sociable people who are adaptable to anything as our friends. But we don't know that independent people are usually people who care more about themselves, and they are more comfortable with themselves. Incidentally, these people are also more attractive, so much so that we sometimes wish that we were like them, or some of their personality traits were transferred to us. More social people are also more dependent, and they automatically distance themselves from us. People who rely on themselves, they turn to people for power, to talk to each other or exchange information. If they don't listen to their wishes and disobey, they don't get upset. They also act with thought. Something that is easily obtained will also be easily lost. The only way to achieve self-reliance, it takes a lot of practice and effort. You should not consider this behavior ugly or undesirable, because if you know that in this way you will move away from your dependent version and closer to your self-reliant version, you will no longer say this, and you will also gain more satisfaction. In every negative moment, there is probably a good situation or an opportunity. What matters is how you look at it. Lack of resources can be an opportunity for you and force you to be more creative with your limited assets and take more initiative. Or losing a battle can give you the opportunity to be more empathetic and compassionate. Don't let fear force you. Wait for better times and be conservative. If there are circumstances over which you have no control, make the best of it. This is the ultimate alchemy that turns negative events into opportunities and strength. If someone survives in the worst circumstances that life can throw at us, ultimately, fear of life's disasters, he will no longer be able to control him. Life events are not positive or negative. They are completely neutral. Nature does not care what happens to you. Events only happen to you. It is your mind that chooses to see them as opportunities or negative events. And since you have multiple layers of fear that have been embedded in you, you naturally tend to see temporary obstacles in your path as a big problem, like an obstacle or a crisis. With this frame of mind, you exaggerate the risks. If someone attacks you in some way or hurts you, you focus on the money and benefits that you have lost in this battle, and on the negative feedback and hardship that has been created. This causes you to be cautious and to retreat, in the hope of keeping yourself away from these negative events more. You tell yourself, it is time to hide, and wait for things to get better. In reality, you need peace and security, something that you cannot understand. This is because you are unintentionally making things worse. When you back down, your competitors become stronger, and negative feedback will come to you. Conservatism becomes a habit that creates fewer difficult situations. Moving towards an unpleasant situation becomes more difficult. In essence, you have chosen to view life's twists and turns as difficulties and problems and give them the weight and credibility they do not deserve. Instead of getting discouraged by every failure, you should look at them as opportunities or wake-up calls. As a kind of challenge that you turn into an opportunity to gain strength. You should increase your energy level and go on the attack and surprise your enemies with your courage. Care less about what people think of you. This will make them admire you more and turn negative feedback into positive feedback. Don't wait for things to get better, but take this opportunity to prove yourself. Mentally interpreting a negative event as an opportunity will make it easier for you to move forward on the path to reality. The truth is that life is inherently tough and competitive. No matter how much money or other resources you have amassed, there is always someone trying to take everything you have, or unexpected changes in the world may set you back. These situations are not difficult situations. They are part of your daily life. You don't have time to waste being scared and depressed or waiting. It is a common occurrence in history that all military and political victories come after some kind of crisis, and the reason a significant victory comes from a moment of danger and attack. Without these moments, leaders are never challenged and never able to prove their mettle. If the path is too smooth, they become arrogant and make a fatal mistake. Brave and fearless personality types need adversity to test themselves against. The pressures of dark and difficult moments bring out their creativity and sense of urgency, forcing them to stand up to the situation and change the course of fate from defeat to great victory. You too must adopt an attitude that is contrary to the thoughts and actions of the general public. When things are going well, that is when you should be wise and alert. Because you know that this situation will not last and will pass, and thus you will not be surprised. When things are going against your will, you must be more courageous and motivated than ever. Ultimately, you will achieve something to change your strength and prove yourself. With fear and difficulty, you can progress and surpass your yesterday or even your competitors. By accepting difficult circumstances as an opportunity for progress, you can make full use of them.